Alright, we're going to start this series out. It's going to be called the Beast build, because that's what I call my 98 Chevy Silverado K1500. It's the Z71 package, four-wheel drive. That's not the real miles. This, as you all know, Chevy clusters, they go bad. But I want to document and start this build because I kept this vehicle. It was in an accident, and I'm starting to rebuild it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through each piece that I did, and at the end we'll go over a cost analysis and see why it was better to keep the truck, or would it be better to sell the truck. Stay tuned. I'm gonna start a new series called the Beast build. Me building my old Chevy. So got these gauge pod cluster A-pillar thing in from Glowshift. It came in black, so we're gonna start out by showing how to paint it. I'm not sponsored by Glowshift or anybody, but they did give me a very nice discount. And I'm gonna show how to paint this back to my factory color. I hope I got the right spray paint, but we need to start out and scuff the area with sandpaper, and let's get that done and come back. Alright, I used 180 grit sandpaper. You could probably go up to a 300 or 400, 360, whatever it comes in. It's a bit difficult to sand, but you want to get rid of all the gloss and sheen. There's still a tiny little bit on there, but we're going to wash it off and look at it. You want to get all that glossy, leave it shiny under there because that's not going to show, but you want to get all the gloss off of this thing. There's a little bit there. Let's wash it up and then see. Alright, once you wash it with soap and let it dry, you're going to see that it's going to come out hazy again. Make sure there's no dust or anything on it. Start applying some light coats of paint. As always, the first coat is a light mist. So go ahead and just get the paint on there, get things to stick. Let it dry about a minute in between. See how you can still see the black through it. You don't want to glob it on. And again, this is going to be for my Beast build on the old Chevy. So stay tuned for that. Let's continue painting this thing up. And again, you're just doing light coats just to darken it up. Keep it nice and smooth. I don't think it's going to match exactly, but it'll look okay. And that's the final product. We'll make some more videos. Get this thing punched in with all the gauges and see how it looks. Alright, once you have your gauges inserted into your newly freshly painted pod, you're going to want to go ahead and wire them up. So I would highly suggest that you get the power strip that combines all three gauges into one. Much easier to run. And then zip tie everything. Everything as close and tucked, zip tied around the metal there so that it don't come loose when you install it. Then everything comes down. All the gauges are powered off just one set of wires instead of three different sets. And then I would highly suggest that for all your gauges, you go ahead and mark everything. It's my oil, trans, and diff. Alright, everything's labeled. Let's get it in the truck. Alright, this will be the second to last video on the Glowshift gauge pod install. This is the Maxx Tow edition. I got it installed in my K1500. So let's go ahead and turn on the key and watch the sweep. Now, I don't have the oil gauge hooked up or the diff gauge because I got to drill a temp bung for the diff gauge, and they sent me the wrong sandwich adapter for the oil filter housing. But the trans temp is hooked up into the side of a D-Rally pan. But more on that when we go to the transmission build of this. Alright, everything starts up pretty good. Old Chevy knock when you first start her up. Alright, as you can see, the gauge is working. It's the temp gauge for trans. It's got 3 different settings. If you hold the little click button, D1 is the brightest, D2 is less bright. Oh, I'm sorry, wait, it's opposite. D3 is the brightest, D1 is the dimmest, D2 is right in the middle. So I do it on D1, that stands for daylight 1. That's when you're driving in the daylight. I don't have the orange wire hooked up, so I can't control the night one, but there would be a night option too. When you turn on your headlights, you can dim that down too. That's about all you get with the Maxx Tows. This is like literally right after the install. They've maybe been in like 10 minutes. So we'll go for a ride and see what the trans temp gets up to. Alright, overall, I'm satisfied with the gauge. I mean, your temp may run different than mine, but I figure average for mine is a little cool out right now. Probably be around 160, 165. But like I said, I'll get more in the trans build in later episodes of the Beast build. Alright, stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.